Hi, I'm Josh.
I'm Caitlin. Welcome to KHTS, Our Way on the Highway. This is our first time actually interviewing someone in the studio. Last month, we were in here being interviewed, and we're also including one of our SCVi learners who is a 10th grader. Lindsey, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lindsey, as you may know, and I really like reading, drawing, and talking a lot. I'm really talkative, but I can't really talk in a huge crowd because I get really uncomfortable. And I think this experience will make me get over my fear and feel more comfortable talking to a huger audience.
And hi, I'm here. I'm Miss Cindy. I'm their coach, and I'm here to support my amazing team. So yeah, how exciting! So how does it feel, guys, being back in the station, being interviewers?
It's a very different feeling from being interviewed, and I'm very excited to interview today.
Yeah, it's exciting to get to know, who we are interviewing.
And who are we interviewing today?
Today, we are interviewing Jeremy Cifuentes, and he has his clothing business from Undecided Apparel.
So, Jeremy, in 5 words or less, how would you describe an entrepreneur or yourself?
Myself in 5 words or less, definitely hardworking for sure. Got to be hardworking in the field that I'm in. Committed. I'm definitely committed. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to throw too much out there,
You want to keep it a secret.
Keep it a secret.
Keep yourself
there you
mysterious. Go. Yes. So we're talking about being an entrepreneur. How would you define an entrepreneur?
How would I define an entrepreneur? Pretty much someone that just takes a risk in either a field of business that they enjoy doing or just something that kind of just sparks their interest and kind of pursuing it and making it a life-term career pretty much.
So in business, what is it exactly that you do with your family?
So at our store, we primarily we specialize in custom apparel. So we could do like T-shirts, hats, sweaters. Pretty much we do a little bit of everything. I would probably suggest kind of come down in the store. We can kind of show you what we're up to.
Where's the store located?
We are located on 19347 Soledad Canyon Road in Canyon Country.
So do you embroider clothing?
Yeah, we embroider hats, polos, jackets, towels, a little bit of everything.
Jeremy, you had a really interesting story about how you got started doing this. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, as far as getting started, it started off as a hobby. Me and my family would come out here every spring break for, just to have a good time, and I would buy T-shirts. I'd go back home, and my friends would want T-shirts. So it kind of, like I said, started as a hobby, and then I kind of realized, there's some money to be made in this, and when I moved out here, everything kind of just fell into the right place, perfect timing. I didn't really expect to open a custom print shop. It was more of just doing it out of my house, doing it for friends, but at the end of the day, I'm happy where I'm at.
How long does it normally take to make a T-shirt?
On a good day, an hour and a half. On a bad day, 3-4 hours. There's some days where I've messed up one shirt a handful of times, and I've thrown in the towel, and I've gone home, and I've taken care of it the next day. So it really depends on what we're exactly doing in the store.
Dang.
You said you were from out of town? Where are you
Yeah,
from?
I'm originally from Chicago.
Chicago?
Yes.
You would come out here every summer? Or?
Yeah, we would come out here every summer, every spring break from when I started, I want to say when I was 10, all the way up to 16, 17 years old.
Is your family here now with you?
Yeah, my mom lives out here, my stepdad lives out here, my sister, and then my dad, he's back home.
Okay, and I think you said that it was a family business, right?
Yeah, so pretty much I'm in control of the day-to-day operations, while my mom, she's more of like behind the scenes. She takes care of all the important stuff for me. My brother, he helps me out a lot. He's actually at the store right now while I'm here doing this. And then I have a friend of mine who actually works with us named Brian. So he's more of on call when we need him. So it's a small business. There's just a few of us, but nothing we can't handle.
Can you take us through a day, in your life, of what you do at your job?
That's a tough one. Every day is different, which is why I love doing what I do. It's never the same thing continuously. I'm not going to an office building, sitting behind a desk, for 10 hours a day. I am sitting behind a desk, but at the same time, like yesterday, I was out driving for 6 hours picking up merchandise. So every day it's different.
So when you said you were committed, you are like
Yeah,
legit
I'm legit committed to this. Yeah, it's how I pay my bills, you know.
How much time would you say is on making it compared to driving? Because like there seems to be like a difference. One seems like it's going to take longer, and then another day you're driving.
Yeah,
or-
so like with the whole driving thing, it's to pick up merchandise, pick up material, pick up things that are going to get me ready for the week. And then when I get to the store, you know, it really depends on what I pick up. So yesterday I picked up just some sweaters for an order that we're going to be doing. So like on this order, it's going to take us 2 weeks to get done.
So you pick up like basic clothing and then you make it your own by embroidering the design that your clients want?
Yeah, so we offer embroidery, we offer silk screening, full color thermal. I'm probably speaking in a language you guys don't understand, which is totally cool. That's why I suggest just come down. We can pretty much teach you anything. What's cool is I have no problem showing you guys how to do stuff too. I'm definitely willing to sit down with you, kind of teach you some things if you guys like.
I mean, you are talking to a wannabe model, so
There you go. There you go.
clothing is something.
Yeah, clothing. I always told myself when I was little that I was never going to get into retail, and here I am. I own a retail store, so it's interesting how life works.
So what would you say is the most stressful part about your job?
The most stressful part about my job? Man, probably not being able to get it done in a timely manner. That's my biggest pet peeve. I like things done a certain way, and I like things to be done, you know, in a certain amount of time. And if things don't get done that way, I get a little frustrated with myself just because I know I'm a little bit better than that. But, you know, the most stressful thing is probably just, to be honest, just dealing with customers every day. That's the most stressful part. You know, everyone's different, so you have to accommodate their needs. Some people know exactly what they want when they come into the store, and then there's some people who I've sat there 4 or 5 hours with until they figure out what they want. So that's probably the most stressful part.
Is that part of why you decided to call it Undecided Apparel?
As far as the name goes, to be quite honest with you, my friend and I back home, we had thought of the idea many years ago, but we could never come up with a name. And we had a bunch of names in mind, and we were just literally undecided one day, and we wrote it down, and it was like, hey, this is something, this will stick. And then him and I were no longer friends to this day, so I kind of continued on our dream, so to speak. So it's interesting. You know, I got a lot of people who love the name, and then I have a lot of people who don't like the name. So at the end of the day, it's really based on the person, how they take the name.
I think I really like that name.
I like
Thank
it
you.
too. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
So basically, I want to find out more about what happened between Jeremy and his friend and how he became independent. But we have to go to a commercial break. So how about Caitlin? You want to lead us out of the, give us our call letters and
All right.
tell us what we're doing out of the commercial into the commercial break.
This is KHTS, Our Way on the Highway, and
We'll be right.
I'm so sorry, we'll be right back.
Great, you rocked it. Wonderful.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top-quality musicals and plays. Located in Old Town Newhall, the CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go to canyontheater.org.
Are you a single parent struggling in the Santa Clarita area? Single Mothers Outreach is a non-profit organization dedicated to meeting the needs of single parents just like you. Single Mothers Outreach can assist you with housing needs as well as financial and career training. Single Mothers Outreach provides a network of single parents just like you who understand exactly what you are going through and can assist you with the problem that seems unsolvable in your life at this very moment. Visit singlemothersoutreach.org.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
Each year, the Santa Clarita Valley Boy Scouts of America honors leaders of character in our community. This year, the Scouts have joined with the Santa Clarita Valley Veterans Services Collaborative to salute our veterans of character. A gala event will be held at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library on November 11th. Admission to the library and Titanic exhibit will begin at 3 p.m., followed by dinner and program at 6:30 p.m. For more information, call 661-284-6330.
Views and opinions expressed by Santa Clarita Veteran Services Collaborative are not necessarily shared by the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute.
Drugs or alcohol abuse can tear a family apart. In Santa Clarita, just like everywhere else, it's an epidemic. The Way Out Recovery is here to help. Call them now at 296-4444 or visit them on the web at thewayoutrocoveryscv.com. The Way Out offers outpatient treatment for adolescents, adults, and family members. The Way Out is compassionate, caring, professional, and confidential. You and your family don't have to suffer any longer. Call the Way Out Recovery now, 296-4444, or visit thewayoutrocoveryscv.com and make an appointment. Asking for help is the first step.
Fruit arranged like flowers? What a delicious idea! Edible Arrangements specializes in creating a variety of fresh fruit arrangements overflowing with fresh, hand-designed fruit and filled with strawberries, pineapple, grapes, cantaloupe, honeydew, and seasonal favorites. Made to order in a size you select and ready to eat and enjoy. You can even add chocolate to any arrangement. Edible Arrangements is always fresh, always appropriate, and always appreciated. Order yours today, 253-0052 or ediblearrangements.com. Edible Arrangements is on Soledad near Bouquet Canyon.
This is KHTS, Our Way on the Highway, and today we are here with Santa Clarita's Mayor Cameron Smyth talking about the Great California Shakeout.
Great, thanks for having me, guys. And what we are 1 minute away. It looks like our in 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going. So today, all across California, part of our disaster and emergency preparedness, the state is hosting this Great California Shakeout. So right now, students all across the city are what are they dropping, covering, and wait, I gotta see. See, I always get confused. I always say stop, drop, and roll, but that's if you're on fire. So it's drop, cover, and hold on. So and you know it's something that you have to do. You have to prepare for. Earthquakes aren't like the hurricanes or others or tornadoes where you get some warning. These could happen at any time, so it's important that not only adults and families, but our students, if this happens at school, that they know what to do, and that their teachers and administrators know how to handle it, and to make sure everybody is safe. Because it's not a matter of if, of course, it's a matter of when that we're going to have one. And those of us of a certain age can remember, the '94 earthquake and the impacts it had here in Santa Clarita, where we lost the freeway and millions of dollars of damage throughout the city. So it's important that we're prepared.
I remember that one.
You're old enough?
No.
I'll say, wow, you're like a 8th year senior in school.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of seniors, you went to Hart High School. Is this a new thing? I mean, did you do it at Hart High School, or?
That's a good question. I think we had, I think we've always had some kind of drills, but I don't think they were very orchestrated like this. I think it was up to the individual school or the district, district-wide at most, but certainly not to the degree that we do it now, across the state. And it's very clever on 10/19, doing it at 10/19. That's in the morning. It's a smart, good way to do it. I had just come back from a Golden Oaks school over in the Sulphur Springs district, talking to their students, and they had to get me out because they were doing their drill as well. So we had to move on, and they were getting prepared. So again, we know it's going to happen. It's just we just want to be prepared for it.
Right. So I know that everybody knows when there is an earthquake, you're supposed to go under and hold on. but a lot of people have a difficult time with after that. What do you recommend we do after?
Right. So I think that's that is a good question. Because I think everybody responds to stress in a different way. I think you got to make sure that everybody's safe from your family's perspective. I think it's smart to turn off your gas lines, your water lines. Make sure you know where those are in your home, because that's always a huge threat afterwards. Is fire or other damages. Like if you have a ruptured gas line, you're not going to see it. So you want to make sure you know where all of those important shutoffs are, and then tune into KHTS or other emergency networks that can kind of give people alerts as to what's happening and to where to be. But the last thing you want to do is panic and start running around without thinking clearly, because that's when other things happen, car accidents and others, when people just aren't acting rationally. So I think that's important, that you have, and that's why you do the preparedness, right? Because you do the training, so then you should be prepared, to respond, and it makes it, less stressful. And that's why, the military trains. That's why our first responders train, so that when it does happen, they're just on autopilot. They've trained for it. They know what they're supposed to do, and they're able to do it.
And for the people at home preparing for the next big earthquake, what do you suggest for them to buy in order to prepare for the earthquake?
Right. I think, obviously, I think water is the number one priority. So make sure that you are stocked up there. All, as much non-perishable, food items, because if power's out, you don't know how long that's going to be. So, most people can't eat everything in their fridge and freezer in a day. So, you want to make sure you have stuff that's going to last you, for that. Make sure you have. It's important to me. I'm a pet owner, so make sure you have, supplies for your pets as well, because it's very traumatic for them. If walls and fences are down, my family's cat after '94 disappeared for weeks, and we thought he was gone, and then I think he was probably just so traumatized at the time that he stayed around. And then finally, just showed up at the door, and as you can imagine, my parents were very relieved. And but that's important too, to make sure you're taking care of your animals, and and that as well, so you have supplies for everybody.
They say that pets know an earthquake before it's coming. What do you think about that? Do you think that they take off, or do you think they really do sense it? Or
I do think I wouldn't be surprised, because of especially with dogs, from their hearing perspective, that I think they probably hear the rumbling, before it reaches a human, level. And so I think, there's probably some truth to that, given, how their senses are wired different than ours.
Oh, this was really insightful and very helpful, very reassuring. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And on that, I think we're going to go to a commercial break.
I'm the reassurer in chief.
Yes.
Now. That's my job.
So this is KHTS, Our Way on the Highway, and we'll be back.
Santa Clarita Philharmonic has begun its season of free concerts. The SCP is a non-profit community-based volunteer symphony orchestra comprised of local musicians from throughout the Santa Clarita Valley who are dedicated to providing quality classical music for the residents of the Santa Clarita Valley. Like the Santa Clarita Philharmonic on Facebook, or visit santaclaritaphilharmonic.org for more information.
Hey, this is Ellen Kay, and I'm so excited about Exer More Than Urgent Care in Santa Clarita. It's now open at the corner of the Old Road and Constitution Avenue. Exer More Than Urgent Care is the ER alternative, built and staffed by ER doctors. With on-site lab, x-ray, and pharmacy, Exer has more medical services than a typical clinic. Walk in and be seen in minutes. Open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. For more information, go to exerurgentcare.com. That's EXER urgentcare.com.
Lots of people can build websites, even your sister-in-law's cousin. But there's one Santa Clarita company that specializes in designing websites for your business. Small Dog Creative. The Small Dog Creative team are local designers who are hands-on. Their talented team of experts build premium websites and redefine branding. Small Dog Creative doesn't just build websites, they'll upgrade your business's online presence and turn your business into a powerful online brand. Small Dog Creative, Santa Clarita's most innovative web and design company. SmallDogCreative.com.
When it's time to improve your game, it's time for Roger Dunn. Roger Dunn Golf Shops have all the top brands with professional assistants who will actually guide you with helpful advice. They've got it all. The brand names, the apparel, accessories, clubs, training equipment, videos, GPS rangefinders. It's the one store to find the perfect gift for your golfing enthusiast. Roger Dunn is the only Santa Clarita store where you can trade up your equipment. Improve your game. Roger Dunn on Main Street in Old Town Newhall.
Circus Vargas, the biggest big top, he's back in town.
Circus Vargas presents their new mega hit production, Steam Cirque, under the big top at the Antelope Valley Mall, October 19th to the 23rd. Then at Valencia Town Center, October 26th through the 30th. Always the finest in live entertainment and fun for the entire family. See death-defying acrobats, daredevils, comedians, and much, much more. Arrive early for some interactive pre-show fun where your kids can be the circus stars. Discount coupons available at Camacho Auto Sales. Don't wait. Get your tickets now by calling 877-GOT-FUN-1 or go online at circusvargas.com. It's the ultimate entertainment extravaganza. Don't miss Steam Cirque at Circus Vargas for memories that last a lifetime.
The big one is back. Circus Vargas, Circus Vargas, Circus Vargas.
KHTS.
If you lead, I will follow. But if
Oh, wow, that was so great to have the mayor here talking about the Great California Shakeout. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to jump under the desk or what did you guys think? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have to buy 10 dogs now.
10 dogs, how come, Lindsey?
Because he said that dogs sense if the earthquake's coming, we won't sense it because we don't have good ears, sadly.
But the dogs do.
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to ask him because I have 3 dogs of my own. I was going to ask him if his pets have been going crazy lately or if my pets are just legitimately crazy. So, I mean, yeah.
I know. So Jeremy, do you have pets?
I do. I do have
pets. Do they come to your store? And do you allow animals in? Tell us about
yeah, I
that.
totally allow animals in. That's not a problem. I have 3 dogs, actually. I have a husky. Her name's Lola. I have like a pit bull, lab, mastiff mix. His name's Roscoe. And then we just got a 3rd dog a few months ago. His name's Buddy. He's more of like an Australian Shepherd mix.
Oh, that's
But yeah, they... Buddy or Lola and Roscoe, they used to come to the store a lot. We had them in service dog training. Since we've kind of been working a lot more, doing more events, I don't really have time to take them to the store. But I do try to take them to the dog park once a week on my day off, which is Monday. So I try to at least give them, some time for themselves. We try.
Do your pets make conflict with your work?
No. I look forward to coming home every night, hanging out with my dogs. So I kind of gotten to the age where I'm in bed by 9 o'clock every night. I'm passed out by 10:30, and I don't go out anymore. I don't do any of that stuff.
Do you make merchandise for your dog, like a little small T-shirt to put
Yeah,
on?
we could. Yeah, as long as you bring in, let's say, a sweater that a dog wears or anything that you find from the pet store. If you want to bring it in, we can definitely put something on it for you.
That is adorable.
Yeah, so I have a question for you here. Can you tell us a little bit about advice you might give to anybody starting their own business, since you have clearly done that?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of hard work, but at the end of the day, it's definitely worth the reward. As far as some advice, don't give up. There's some days where I just don't want to go to work. There's some days I don't want to deal with anyone, but as long as you push through it and you're persistent with it, you'll be fine. My dad's always been a business owner. My mom's a business owner. So kind of seeing them and watching them and learning, all my years growing up, I've kind of learned from the best. So.
What would you say is the coolest part about your job?
The coolest part about my job? Probably the perks. Like last week, we got brought pizza. I got some pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks. I've gotten food. So I think that's probably the best part about the job is customers
food?
bringing us stuff. Yeah, free food. That's that's the best one.
Wait, so the customers bring the food?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now how do I apply?
You just get a worker's permit and we can go from there.
Do you think it's a lot more fun working with your family?
Yeah, no. You know, like my brother I live with and I work with him, so there's some days I just want to punch him in the face, but I don't. But, you know, I love my family, and, you know, at the end of the day, they're always going to be there. That's kind of goes for everyone at the end of the day. The only people who are really there for yourselves are either yourself or your family, so make sure you keep that in mind.
That's nice. So back on the customer thing, you said before the Great Shakeout that you deal with some pretty interesting customers.
Yeah.
Do you have like a story of one customer or like many that have just like really got you?
Yeah, I have. I'm not gonna, put any names out there, but we have this. Well, we had a customer. We kind of had to kick him out, but there's times where he's pulled up right in front of the store, like on the sidewalk in his car, blasting his music, and then he'll be in the store for an hour walking around. Not really like he buys stuff, but it's just interesting people we get to see on a daily basis. Everyone's unique in their own way, so.
Yeah, some pull up on the sidewalk, others bring you pizza.
Yeah.
All right, that's that's
yeah,
really
it's
weird.
it's definitely bizarre working where we work. We have a lot of downtime, so on our downtime, we're either learning stuff on the computer. I'm all for YouTube. I've learned everything I've learned off YouTube as far as the computer stuff goes. I'm very self-taught. So if there's something that we need to figure out, I like looking on YouTube, and that's kind of what we do on our spare time. It's like, well, what can we learn today? What can we bring into the business for tomorrow?
How much downtime do you get?
How much downtime do we get? That's a tough one. There's some days where we work 14 hours straight, and then there's some days where we work 4 hours straight, and then we have the rest of the day to kind of do as we please. But, at the same time is money, so you got to make sure you're using your time wisely.
For the customers who come in to your shop and don't have already like a design plan, do you help them out, or
Yeah.
do you have like pre-designed templates?
So what's kind of cool is we have a new website. So if you go to our website, you can actually view all of our online templates as far as designs go. But if you wanted to come into the store and actually sit down and create something, I got no problem doing that. I don't charge you an artwork fee, setup fees, nothing like that. So if you wanted to spend a few hours designing something, we could really do that.
How much do they normally cost?
It's $14 to $20 for a print plus the cost of the garment.
And what is your website, Jeremy?
It's undecidedprinting.com.
And do you have Facebook or
Yeah,
Twitter?
we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on pretty much all social media. I know next week I'm actually going to be launching our YouTube channel, so it's pretty exciting. Everything's just Undecided Apparel.
And what is the call letters for your YouTube channel?
What was that?
The call letters for your YouTube
It's
channel.
just going to be Undecided TV.
All right. Okay, great. Well, it was really nice having you here.
Thank you.
On the air, learning all about T-shirts and printing and dogs.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It was an honor.
Do you want to take us out?
Yeah. This is KHTS, Our Way on the Highway, and we will be right back.
Did you know that SCVi has the only international baccalaureate program in our community? That means that students at Santa Clarita Valley International Public Charter School can participate in very rigorous classes run by highly trained and skilled international teachers. They work with kids to become active, compassionate, and lifelong learners. Students with IB diplomas at select colleges can graduate with a full year credit at their university. Schedule a tour today online at scvi-k12.org or by calling 705-4820.
For the first time in our history, 50% off of everything in the store. It's the huge 40th anniversary sale going on now at a Royal Suite. Everything, yes, everything is on sale at 50% off. Bedrooms, dining rooms, living rooms, recliners, and Murphy beds all at 50% off. Even the huge selection of mattresses from Diamond and Englander. See the new line of adjustable beds at 50% off. Nothing will be held back. Everything from every manufacturer. Come early for the best selection. Everything 50% off at the big 40th anniversary sale at a Royal Suite in Center Point across from Sam's Club or at aroyalsuite.com.
Don and Gino here. So we know you want to have fun learning about real estate and finance. You're going to want to tune in this Saturday, 9 a.m. to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220. We have some hot topics, as always, guiding you to personal financial wellness. And that's right, you don't want to miss it. So again, this Saturday, 9 a.m., and then we replay it online Sunday, 9 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. right here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. Join us.
Discover Verano at Aliento, a 55-plus community with exclusive resort-style amenities designed just for you. Join us as we celebrate the grand opening of the new club at Verano on Saturday, October 21st from 1 to 5. Come party at the new clubhouse and see our model homes. We'll have music by the pool, refreshments, and more. From the 14 exit Golden Valley Road, Aliento is located off Golden Valley Road in Oak Crest. See you there.
It's time to put the pedal to the metal. I'm Alan Taylor, host of The Drive, your source for all things auto. Broadcasting from the Peterson Automotive Museum every Saturday morning from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on AM 1220 KHTS. Brought to you by your friends at Galpin Motors.
Hey Dodgers fans, check out the KHTS website at hometownstation.com. Get the latest news and sports happenings in our Santa Clarita Valley, find out more about KHTS shows and our on-air features, plus receive incredible discounts with our restaurant row certificates. That's hometownstation.com.
Struggling to find a gift is a challenge, so hit the easy button. Shop KHTS.com.
Shop KHTS.com?
Gift certificates to hundreds of Santa Clarita stores and restaurants at double their value. A $30 gift certificate to Roger Dunn costs you $15. Hotels, restaurants, stores, even local golf courses, all at half price. You choose what you want with one easy click. Shop KHTS.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
This is Lindsey. You're listening to KHTS, Our Way on the Highway. We have with us Ruben Andrew Jimemez. Ruben is a talented musician who plays in a local band, and he's also a music teacher at our school. So Ruben, what do you think is kind of strange to call you an entrepreneur?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Really glad you're here.
Entrepreneur and musician. I think a musician definitely fulfills the definition of what it means to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are just finding different ways to, form their capital, and I think it's, exactly the same thing with the musician. We're always trying to find different gigs, trying to create new genres, trying to see which bands, which projects we can join or create. So it definitely keeps you on your heels as if you were an entrepreneur.
How much planning goes into putting like a gig on?
A gig? Well, we usually get hit up for gigs. They usually hit us up, they contact us, and we take it from there. We're friends with a lot of other bands, in the Los Angeles area, so they'll hit us up and asking if we want to join a show or something like that.
So your band, what is it called, and what is it like playing with them as a musician?
My project is called Point Doom. We are like we're an indie band, but we rely heavily on the structural foundation of jazz. We're all jazz musicians, all three of us, and I love playing with them. I think it was a quote from Socrates that said, "You learn more about a person in an hour of playing music with them than a year of conversation." So I feel like I know them pretty well.
How long did you say you've been playing with? How long did you say you've been playing with them?
With this particular project, I've been playing with them for about almost a year now.
And how did you guys come together? How did that happen?
Well, I joined the COC Jazz Band, and I had the opportunity to play with this bassist that was incredibly amazing. His name's Elia Havalius, and I asked him if he'd be interested in joining this project I was trying to create. I wrote a bunch of songs, handed it over to him, and he put his own little take on it, and we just ended up forming a band like that.
So in the band, what instruments do you play? Are you the lead singer?
I sing, songwrite, and I play guitar. It's just a trio: guitar, bass, and drums.
What's your favorite instrument to play?
My favorite instrument to play would either be guitar or trombone. Love jazz, like brass.
So if you could jazz out with any jazz musician, which musician would you jazz out with?
Dead or Alive? Either
for
or.
it. Yeah.
Well, my biggest inspiration in all of music is the great Bill Evans, piano player. Wrote a lot of the changes for Miles Davis, John Coltrane, all those guys. Did a record with Chet Baker. He's a piano player. I just love his approach to piano. It's very unorthodox. And when I study music, I study his chords, even though they're like, piano chords to say. I teach all of his stuff on piano to myself on guitar. So I try to do that.
When you say study, do you think education is important? I mean, how, in terms of being an entrepreneur and keeping your business alive, how relevant is education to that and growth and all of that?
I think it's relative. I think with music, education can only take you so far. It's more of a creative aspect. I mean, you can obviously, get a degree in music and jazz composition, study all the theories and all that stuff, but that'll only take you so far. I can't tell you how many musicians I've met that are extremely talented, much more talented than me. But when I asked, do you have any original material, they struggle to play me any because they're just so embedded in learning rather than creating. So you definitely want to learn music to an extent, but also learn yourself a little bit. Sorry to get hippie, but learn yourself a little bit and, just keep that creative process.
How many songs have you created?
I try to write at least 2 songs a day, but the songs that I have with this project Point Doom, we have about 15 to 17 songs. It's funny that I'm doing the interview today. We actually record our first single today, tomorrow, and on Saturday on Sunset Boulevard at Route 2 Studios. Some labels are looking at us, and hopefully we can create some music that people like.
So promotion is a big part of being an entrepreneur and definitely of being a musician, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
So it is called show business.
Yeah.
So how did these record labels find you, or any musicians, if you want to get your music out there or your books or whatever?
All on social media. It was like a blessing in disguise. I'm not too big on social media, but I made the social media pages for our band. It's at Point Doom Official. Doom is spelled DOOM. And we just started putting little 15-second videos on Instagram, and then we got over like 1,000 followers really, really fast. And that just kind of put us in the realm of these labels, some labels from New York, Los Angeles that are really into the indie scene. And they like to work with us, but they want to hear a demo first. So that's what we're recording this weekend.
How did you come up with the name Point Doom?
Point Doom. All right. Well, this is the radio, so I'll keep it as such. But long story short, with some friends, we're at Point Doom, just having like a really good time there. And the name Point Doom, I don't spell it DOOM, just for copyright reasons of the beach in Malibu, but it's on purpose because I hope our music, it's a little monotone, a little melancholy in a sense. And hopefully our music can bring people down to that level, maybe where they don't want to go, to Point Doom, but they feel better afterwards knowing that there's people that feel the same way as they do.
So what would you say is the most stressful part about being a musician in a band?
The most stressful part about being a musician in a band, finding money to eat. Being a starving musician it definitely holds weight to its name, but there's nothing else I'd like to do.
You should work with Jeremy. I hear they get, free pizza.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll hit that guy up, yeah.
So do you have any advice for, aspiring musicians?
Well, I will share the same advice that I was told. I was playing a show on Sunset Boulevard or around there at the Mint in Los Angeles. I was playing a set, and then some famous artist comes in, and people are taking pictures, and they're all running to them. So after I get off stage, I'm like, who's this guy? And one of the workers says, oh, that's a famous artist. He goes by the name Wisdom. He's the guy that paints art on stage when bands are performing, and then he finishes it. So he was there. And randomly, as the night kept going, he comes to me, puts his arm around me, takes me to the corner. Everybody's in shock, and I'm just this little kid, oh, what's going on? And he tells me this. He goes, so you want to be a musician, huh, kid? You want to be an artist? And I said, yeah, I definitely do. And he's like, I'll tell you this, being an artist is not an easy life. You are the enemy of society. You don't function well with societal norms. However, if you stick with it, there's something beautiful at the end. And then I said, well, what is that? And he said, I'll leave it up to you to figure it out. So I'm still trying to figure it out myself, but I would just pass on that information to anybody trying to be a musician. Might not be the easiest life, but hopefully there's something beautiful at the end.
There's that great scene in City Slickers. Did you ever see City Slickers?
I'm not familiar.
Oh my gosh. Did any of you ever see City Slickers?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll hand it back over. But there's a great scene in City Slickers where Billy Crystal is having an existential crisis and he meets, I can't remember the name of the actor, who's supposed to be very wise and sage, and he holds up his finger and it's like, there is one thing you must know. And Billy keeps asking, what is that one thing? What is that one thing? And he eventually discovers, spoiler alert, that the one thing is what you determine it to be.
Right on.
Yeah. So it's whatever you determine it to be, I guess. Have you figured that out yet?
No, I'm still in an existential crisis. Been in it for a couple years now. In a good way, though. I find inspiration in that. Like, hey, we're on a little pale blue dot in an infinite pool of blackness, and nobody's questioning it. But instead of thinking about it too much, I just make music. That's my escape from it. And I think that's a lot of people's escape from it, from this whole just stuff we don't know. Just put on some headphones and it takes you away. And I've been helped with music a lot of my life, so that's what I'm just really trying to give back. Is if one person comes up to me in my life and says, hey, your music helped me out, it'd be worth it.
Do you like, because I know like certain rappers or other singers will just kind of like go on rants in their songs, but like does your music tell stories or?
Yeah, definitely. This album that we're working with, it's a concept album. It's almost like a book. I think I might call the album, book 1 or volume 1. Just because it definitely is a story. We put a lot of thought into that. When I write lyrics, it's really well thought out, I would say, before I record anything. So look into the lyrics.
Why jazz?
Why jazz? So yeah, we're an indie band that relies heavily on jazz. I don't know specifically why jazz. I think jazz knows why. I don't know why. Jazz kind of chose me. I didn't choose jazz. As Dizzy Gillespie said when somebody asked him, I think it was Dizzy Gillespie. Apologize if I'm wrong.
We'll take your word for it.
Thanks. Somebody asked him, what is jazz? And he said, well, if you have to ask, you'll never know. So I try not to ask why jazz. I just go right into it, and it just feels good.
What do you said that certainly eating is one of the challenges of having a music career.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What about like promotion and networking and all of that? How does that work?
Networking is a little easier. Every time I go play a show, regardless of the genres or the artists or anything like that, I make sure I go up and give them my thanks. I have respect for all artists, exchange phone numbers, and we get a lot of shows that way. You never want to burn any bridges. Always build, never burn any. Promotion-wise, it's a little harder, but hopefully we can get signed by the end of this year or next year, and they'll help us out with more of that. We just want to focus on the art.
All right, so you're also the music teacher at our school. Have you ever shared your music with the students?
Okay, so yeah, they're always asking me to play something for them or to hear some music and stuff, and I try to not do that. I try to just keep. It's kind of like, sharing your political views. Sharing your music taste. You don't want to influence them too much. I want them to find their own music taste. But they're more than welcome to listen to it once it's out. It should be out by the end of this year. The single's called "One More Day" by Point Two.
What is you said you had a Facebook page, or so how could we find you on social media?
Social media, you can find my project's name. It's called Point Doom Official, POINTDOOM Official. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's all the same thing. And we will have a YouTube page with the same name up shortly. When you go on Spotify or when you go on any musical platform, it'll be the same name, Point Doom. So it's real easy.
So the internet, I don't know if you're old enough to remember a time where we didn't have the internet, but I'm wondering how the internet compares. Do you find it's helpful to build your career using the internet, or do you feel like that's opened up more opportunities, or do you feel like the internet is so jammed with voices now it makes it more challenging?
Yeah, there's definitely a dichotomy with that, because it's a lot easier to put out your music there, it can go viral, overnight, and you can be an overnight sensation. But at the same time, there's so many people now that are trying to do the same thing as you. But I like that. I like the competition, and I like to see that art is headed in a really good direction, I'd say. So it's a dichotomy, but I enjoy it.
All right. I have one more question about the students. Have you ever experienced a time where you were like in the middle of a gig and you just looked to the audience and a student was there?
Yeah. I think I was playing a show in Silver Lake or Los Angeles or something, and there were some high school students that were there. So,
was that weird?
Was it weird? A little bit, but I just appreciate the fact that they like the music. They came out, so I appreciate that. Now, if one of my second graders showed up to Los Angeles and someone might be a different story. But yeah, just quick little thank you to SCVi. Love that school, and I love all the students there. Shout out to all my students. I learned just as much from them, maybe even more, than they learned from me. So I like that relationship I got with the students.
So at SCVi, what type of music do you teach as far as instruments or genres?
So I teach K through 8th grade. So it's different for each grade. For kinder through 3rd grade, kinder through 5th grade, I focus a lot on the tree of notes, knowing which notes you have, quarter notes, 8th notes, 16th notes, whole notes, the rests, just getting them to know what rhythms are and being able to read music to an extent, and also teaching them the different types of genres, especially with my kindergarten and first graders. I think our classes just kind of focus on a different genre every day, and then I just have a bunch of instruments, and I just let them try it out, just to see how it feels. I didn't get my first guitar until I was like 11 or 12. These kids are able to play all these guitars and these drums and all this stuff when they're like 3, 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. So I think they're I think they like it. I think they're happy.
And then as they get older?
Oh, and my middle schoolers, 6th through 8th, I'm actually starting a little orchestra with them. We're planning on doing a show at the end of the year, and for those that, and for
so amazing.
it's all them. It's all them. They're that couldn't do it without them. It's all them. I give them full credit. And for those that want to explore a little bit more and maybe want to chase this as a career, I'm starting this thing after school. It's a jazz band. And that band, I'm going to try to get some gigs around Santa Clarita, maybe Route 66 or wherever they have some live music, and have them play there and just get a real taste of what it is to play in front of people, a real gig.
That's neat. That's cool.
How much money do does it all cost just
for the school or
for the equipment, just like everything that you have in your band?
Oh, in our
that
band,
you paid for.
It's pretty expensive, I'd say. I mean, but it definitely doesn't have to be. You can get a $2,000 guitar or a $100 guitar. Does not matter. You can make a good song on anything.
And teaching versus playing, how would you define the difference? You teach music, you play music. Do you have to put on different hats, different personalities? How does that? How do you balance that?
I try to keep it a little authentic. I don't try to have a filter when I'm with my students. Try to keep it as real as possible. But yeah, when I'm on stage in the artistic mode, you're a little bit more free. You're a little bit more selfish, I'd say. You're performing for people. You want people to hear you out. But when I'm in the classroom, I try to be as selfless as possible and just try to hear the kids out and whatever they got. Whatever ideas they have.
Are you participating in the jazz band after school?
I'm running it. I might dabble a little bit on trombone or guitar here and there, but just because I like to play. But it's mostly them. I just direct it. It's all the kids, man. They're amazing. They're way better than me when I was their age. So.
Speaking of kids, we're getting ready to wrap up our show. It's been a whole hour. And you guys have done amazing.
That went by fast.
I know,
Great
crazy.
job,
So, what do you think? How did it go? How do you feel about having done the show and interviewed now? And where are you now?
It was interesting interviewing for the first time, and it's a great experience.
What's great about it?
You get to have some more insight from who you're interviewing and their background story of what makes them themselves.
Right. What about you, Josh? How did it feel?
I mean, I first came in a little confused as to how all this was going to work out and stuff. And now that it's over, I'm still confused. There were moments like the Great Shakeout where I was just like, oh, got it. Should I go under the table? Not okay. And then we were talking about food. I was like, oh, I just want to stay on this topic. And, I'm not as confused as I was. But I was excited. I'm still excited, and it felt really fun.
Oh,
really
good. And Lindsey, your first time here on the radio. So tell us, what was it like for you, honey?
I think it was like a good experience, even though I didn't talk a lot because I'm really shy.
I'm just saying, you said you talk a lot in your
but when I'm
description
comfortable, okay? Anyways, I'm really grateful I'm here. And one more thing, a shout out to my mom. I really love you, Mom.
All right. So I think that we are about ready to wrap up here. Anything anyone else wants to add?
I mean, if she's going to shout out her mom, I'd like to shout out my mom, too. Love you.
Caitlin, anyone?
Shout out to my mom, too.
Okay.
Would you like to shout out your mom, Ruben?
Yeah, shout out to my mom, too.
All right.
And a shout out to my son and my husband and my dog, Waiter. No. Okay.
Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers.
So that's it. Would anybody want to take us out of the show now?
Let's
Saying
see.
goodbye.
Would you care to take us out?
Josh, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
All right. This is KHTS, Our Way on the Highway. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
And if anybody wants to hear or offer some suggestions or about new shows, things they'd like to see, they should check us out at SCVi Charter. At SCVi Charter. They can also check out our Facebook page, SCVi Charter on Facebook, and offer shows you'd like to hear, and just a shout out to how great our learners did today, because I think you guys rocked it.
Thank you.
Thank you.